deep in the heart of the Whispering Woods lived a young boy named Milo. Now, Milo loved two things: exploring the woods and making people laugh. So, of course, he did both things all the time. One sunny afternoon, while wandering through his favorite trees, Milo heard something strange. He stopped in his tracks and listened closely. Someone or something was telling jokes, the worst jokes ever, but no one was laughing. Curious, Milo followed the sound and soon he saw the culprit. Hanging from a tree was a lumpy green snake. He was telling a joke, but his audience, a family of stone-faced turtles, wasn't impressed. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything, the snake said with a shrug after his joke fell flat. The turtles stared at him with their beady little eyes and slowly made their way back into their shells. The snake sighed sadly. "I just don't understand," he said to himself. "My jokes are great. I spent all year polishing them up. Why aren't they laughing?" Feeling sorry for the snake, Milo decided to help. "Hey, Mr. Snake," Milo called out. "Why don't you tell me one of your jokes?" The snake hesitated, then took a deep breath. "All right, here goes nothing," he said. He cleared his throat and asked, "What do you call a lazy kangaroo?" "A pouch potato." The snake waited for a response, but Milo just stared at him. The snake's eyes fell. "Oh," he whispered, "I guess it's not that funny, actually." "It is pretty funny," Milo said with a smile. "You just need a little practice. Maybe we can work on your joke timing and I can help you practice your delivery." The snake's eyes lit up. "Really? You'd do that for me?" "Sure," Milo said. "I love helping out my friends." And so began the oddest comedy class the forest had ever seen. Every day after school, Milo would meet the snake and work on jokes. Sometimes they'd practice in front of the stone-faced turtles, who were surprisingly good sport about it. Other times, Milo would put on an audience of leaves and sticks. Over time, the snake got better and better. His joke timing was impeccable, his delivery was perfect, and even his facial expressions, which had been stiff as a board, were now full of comical timing. In fact, he became the funniest animal in the entire forest. Everyone loved his jokes, especially the animals who'd come from all around to see him perform. One evening, after finishing his biggest show yet, the snake was on a cloud. "This is the life," he thought to himself. "I'm a world-famous comedian. I can't believe how lucky I am." Suddenly, he felt something strange. He tried to speak, but only a croak came out. Then he tried to tell a joke, but all that came out was a strangled whisper. The snake panicked. Without his voice, he couldn't tell jokes. Without his voice, he was just a regular snake. And being a regular snake in a forest full of hungry predators was, well, not great. Desperate, he slithered over to Milo's house and knocked on the door with his nose. When Milo opened the door, he saw the snake and gasped, "Oh, my gosh, Mr. Snake, what happened to your voice?" I don't know," the snake croaked. "I just felt something weird and now I can't talk." "Don't worry," Milo said. "I think I have an idea." He led the snake into the forest and gathered some sticks and leaves. Then he had an idea. "Hey, Mr. Snake, why don't you tell your jokes through me? I could be your voice." The snake looked skeptical, but agreed. And so Milo put on a hat, grabbed a stick and with the snake whispering jokes into his ear, began telling them to the forest. At first, it was strange, very strange. But Milo was a natural performer, and the forest animals loved his comedic timing and dramatic pauses. They howled with laughter as he told one snake joke after another. The snake, watching from the sidelines, felt a smile spread across his face. He might not have been able to tell the jokes himself anymore, but as long as he had Milo, his comedy career didn't have to end. And that, dear friends, is the story of how a boy and a snake became the greatest comedy duo the forest had ever seen. The end.